Okay, so the FootSwitch socket on the rear of the unit, what does it consist of? Well, it's actually a stereo jack input. This means that you can use one FootSwitch or two. If you happen to have a stereo jack to two mono jack Y lead splitter, you can actually route these two leads to separate FootSwitches. I'm actually using the Boss FS5U FootSwitches here, particularly well suited to the job. They're actually momentary action, so they're non-latching switches, and you can assign a different function to each of the FootSwitches. And this is all done within the utility mode on the DR-5. So let's take a quick look at that. If we go Shift Util for utility, we can see that the first thing that appears on the display there is Foot1 SS. Well, I can tell you that that means start and stop. So FootSwitch number 1 out of 2 is going to do my start-stop. If we scroll along, we can see Foot 2, and in this case it says reset. So what I've got here, I've got one FootSwitch set to start and stop, and the other FootSwitch set to reset, or rewind if you like. So I can start and stop a pattern or a song. Once stopped, I can then take it back to the beginning and start again. I personally find those to be the two most useful functions to assign. We have a whole lot of other functions to choose from, a list of 36 different things, in fact. Things such as go to variation pattern, pattern select, data increment, decrement, and so on. So let me just show you this in operation. I'm going to go and select the song. I'll just hold up the pedals. Okay, according to my settings, we've got start and stop over here, and reset over here. So I can take that back to the beginning. Start and stop. So that's the FootSwitch. Okay, well, we've seen earlier how guitarist-friendly the DR-5 is in the layout of the pads and so on. Now, as I showed you earlier, there is in fact a guitar input on the back of the DR-5. And this is for a very special function. So we're now going to move on and look at how the guitar can be integrated into the system. Okay, well, I've got my axe back. I'm plugging the guitar straight into the back of the DR-5 using the guitar input jack. Now, why would I want to do this? Well, the DR-5 actually incorporates a guitar amplifier simulator. This is a fab idea because it means you can basically gig the DR-5 with your guitar and not worry about carting your amplifier around. Now, the unit will actually simulate the sound of a mic'd up amplifier. Let me just show you how to get into the guitar input mode. If we go to the front panel again, we hold down the Shift button and push GTR in, you can see there, suddenly we get GTR in and bypass is flashing. Well, at the moment, that means that the guitar signal is going to go straight through the DR-5 and the sound won't be changed at all. It will simply be mixed with the outputs of the DR-5. Let's see what else we've got here. Mix off, well, that mutes the guitar so that none of the sound will actually be sent through the DR-5. And there's amp sim. Well, that's the amp simulator, and that's what we want. So, play a bit of guitar. Now, okay, that's not a dry sound. I'm actually using the Boss ME10 as my multi-effects processor. You may want to use some pedals or some kind of reverb or chorus unit. It's probably a good idea, as the sound as it comes out, although amp simulated, is nevertheless completely dry in terms of effects. So we're ready now to sort of play over the song we just created. So let's go back into song mode and select the song. That's the one. So we're ready to go. Now, the DR-5 actually incorporates a very, very unique function, a function you'll not find on any other product on the market at the moment. It is, in fact, a pitch tracker. Now, what this allows the unit to do is take an input from the guitar, track the notes that are played on the guitar, and use those notes as a way of entering data into a pattern. Now, the limitations are that you can only play one note at a time. But that's great. I mean, it's ideal for putting bass parts in, even playing the drums. Let me show you what I mean. If we select a pattern, I've got one pattern here, number 292. Let's have a quick listen to that. Okay, well that's a pattern without bass. I'm going to put some bass onto that, but I'm actually going to play the bass from the guitar. So bear in mind that the sound you hear will not be the guitar at all. It will be a synth sound from the DR-5, but using the guitar as the input device. So let's try it. Well, just before we record, we've actually got to go and turn this function on because it's off by default. So let's go to the front panel, Shift Erase EXT Pitch, that's external pitch. And we can see there that we're flashing off. So we can use the data dial, turn the function on, then go back to pattern mode, Shift Pattern. Okay, hit the record button, hit start, get ready to play the bass, make sure your volume's up on the guitar. That should now loop in memory. You can hear the bass there revolving around. So, what a great feature. Fantastic way of programming the DR-5. Unique to the DR-5, you won't find that on any other products. Well, I think that covers just about everything you're going to need to know in order to get up and running with the DR-5. There are other topics we could explore, various things which are in fact covered in the owner's manual. So check that out. And what more can I say other than have hours of fun programming your DR-5, and thanks for watching.